My mind has been on cold weather gear lately because it's been quite a winter. So in this movie, I'm going to teach you how to make this Scoody on a single bed machine. Any gauge may be used. I'll explain as I go along. Well, this is a video-only pattern. The book cover pictured on the right is an entire PDF book full of single bed Scoodies. In case that interests you, I will place a link in the program notes. The sample was made on a bulky machine using stitch size 6 on the dial and Mary Maxim's Starlet yarn, of which it took 2 skeins. I really only used one plus less than half of the second one, so that would translate to about 270 yards if you're trying to use from your stash. I do recommend this yarn because it's a premium acrylic and very soft around the face. The design is very easy to knit because we're basically just knitting a rectangle. It needs to be 22 inches wide for the stockinette portion. The bottom, the part that spreads around the shoulders, is a half fisherman's rib, sometimes also known as tucked rib. The length of that section needs to be 4 to 5 inches. The hood portion is just stockinette, and it needs to be about 12 inches tall to fit most women. Because this is so simple, you can really work with any yarn, gauge, and machine. What we'll do is go right through the pattern using the gauge I used, then revisit this diagram at the end of the movie, and I'll explain to you how to get these dimensions in any gauge. Cast on across 87 needles. Now, I did it with the normal chain stitch, and I am warning you that if you decide to do that, and you might because it looks so nice, you must do it more loosely than I am doing it here. The reason is that the half fisherman's rib section has got to expand to its full potential width in order for the design to work. And even though I thought I was doing it loosely enough, I wasn't. It restricted the edge in the end. Now, I fixed it before you get to see the garment. It's no longer restricting the edge because chain stitch is something that you can take off of the whole garment after the fact and rework the cast on by hand more loosely. But save yourself the time. Either go much more loosely than I am here, or do something like E-wrap or even E-wrapping around 2 needles to make sure that your lower edge can expand. It may help you to know that the after-the-fact cast-on that did eventually succeed in making the garment fit right required that each loop in the chain be about 3/4 of an inch long. Knit 40 rows at the same size as you are going to knit the stockinette portion, or knit the number of rows appropriate to the gauge at which you are knitting. To remind you, I'm working at stitch size 6 with number 4 yarn on a bulky studio machine. Use whatever weight you find to be appropriate for your machine, probably claw weights at the edges. Instead of them, I just used this light bar weight all the way across. Now we're going to hand manipulate the half fisherman's rib by laddering down every other stitch and reforming it. On a single bed machine, this is the most labor-intense part of the whole project. It's not difficult, however. It's a little bit less work than creating traditional 1x1 rib. And the reason is that we latch up only every other rung. We grab the first true stitch after the cast on, place it on the latch tool. Now slide the tool behind the next rung of the ladder. Just skip it, go behind it, grab the next rung, pull through, slide behind, grab and pull through, and repeat that all the way up to the top. Hang the final loop of yarn that you end up with on the latch tool on the original needle and go on. Leave the following column of stitches just as it is. Release the next stitch over and ladder it down. Repeat the process all the way across. In order to end up with a knit stitch at each end, which is desirable, you will need an odd number of stitches. So if the ideal number of stitches turns out to be an even number, round up or down by 1 when casting on. When you reach the top, hang the final loop from the latch tool to the original needle and move on. This process does take a little bit of time on a single bed machine. If you have a ribber and you'd like to try the pattern on the machine with the ribber, you can save a great deal of time by looking up your half fisherman's rib settings. I have several half fisherman's rib videos, and I will try to make a list of them and link that for you in the program notes. The result, whether knitted on a ribber or doing what you see me doing here, is close to identical. The pattern will work either way. So if you end up saying you're going to make your hockey team all Scoodies, you would probably like to learn to use your ribber to do it to save some time. Here's what the side that you hand manipulated will end up looking like, and here is what the side that the machine knitted will end up looking like. A characteristic of half fisherman's or tucked rib is that the fabric changes shape over that of stockinette. It becomes shorter in length and wider in width. And you can even see this happening before you take it off of the machine. And that's how, without any fuss at all, we get the beautiful flare around the shoulders that keeps this so warm of a garment. Here you can see the character of the fabric developing. For this gauge, now knit 72 plain rows. For other gauges, knit whatever row count will allow you to reach 12 inches of length of hood only. Use any neat bind off and remove the work from the machine. Here I'm binding off around the gate pegs, which is nice and neat, and I like it. Assembly is a piece of cake. Fold the fabric in half here. Stitch the part that is left of the fold line and the part that is right of the fold line in the picture together, working from the fold to the outer edge. And stitch the edges of the fisherman's rib portion together. Your first seam extends from here to the back of the head, and your second seam is here. Because of the way it is sized, this pops easily on and off, but it doesn't blow or fall on and off, and I find that it makes this design very warm. The front edge naturally rolls towards the inside of the hood, which serves to reinforce the edge, block a little bit more wind, make it hug around the face, and I think it adds to the warmth. So while you could do something fancy with that edge, it's awfully nice just as it is. Now let's talk about adjusting the pattern for any gauge whatsoever. Number one, we want to make it 22 inches wide based on your stockinette gauge. Therefore, multiply your actual gauge in stitches per inch in stockinette by 22. Round up or down to an odd number if you need to, and that's the number of stitches to cast on and use throughout the project. Number two, we want 4 to 5 inches in length of half fisherman's rib, but it's not especially fussy, and we know the fabric is going to shorten and widen in a certain proportion. So my rule of thumb is to knit the number of rows that would get you 8.8 inches in stockinette. So multiply 8.8 by your actual rows per inch in stockinette, and that will determine how many rows you should knit for your half fisherman's rib segment. Number three, for average women, the hood needs to be 12 inches tall. For unusually tall women or those with a lot of hair, you may want 13. So multiply your stockinette row gauge in rows per inch by 12 or 13, the desired height of the hood, and that is the number of hood rows to knit, and that is all you need to know. Here are the final dimensions summarized. So happy knitting and stay warm.